Hi, would you like to learn how you can tell if a sprout is good to eat or not? If so, then stay here in this video because I'm going to show you 3 different ways how you can tell if a sprout is fit for consumption or not. All of it here in the channel of Eating Sprouts. Welcome back to Eating Sprouts. My name is Bliss from Amsterdam, and today I wanted to talk about this topic of how to identify if a sprout or microgreen is actually good for consumption. And the reason I'm making this video today is because there have been many discussions online about some cases, rare cases, of people consuming bad sprouts that actually had bacteria like E. coli or Salmonella and then turned out to be very toxic for the body. So that's why I want to show you today how you can tell if a sprout or a microgreen is actually good for consumption and when it's not. Because the truth of the matter is that sprouts and microgreen, just like any other food, when they're good, they can be good, but if they're bad, if they're rotten, they can also be very bad. And the same applies for every kind of food. Remember seafood. Seafood is delicious for those who eat it, but if it's bad seafood, if it's rotten, then it can be really bad for your body and for your overall health. Same with fruits, same with vegetables, same with any other food, including processed foods, chemical fruits. They have an expiration date as well. So you don't want to eat foods that are bad because they will be harmful for you, and sprouts and microgreens are certainly not different. But there are at least 3 ways that we can tell if a sprout or microgreen are fit for consumption, and I'm going to show you right now. So let's start with the first way that you can tell if a sprout or a microgreen is good or not. And it's through the smell. It's the easiest way. As soon as you smell it, you can tell if this sprout or microgreen is actually fresh, it's actually good. The smell has to always be delicious. It has to smell fresh, it has to smell good, and when you smell your fresh sprouts or microgreens, you have to feel something like this. And like that is how you're supposed to feel, because fresh sprouts are delicious to smell, and you can feel the nature and you can feel its purity in the smell that they produce. If they produce any other smell that is not good and fresh like that, if it's a little weird, you absolutely should not eat them. If it smells like rotten, if it smells weird, if you're something that doesn't click, that's a big red flag, because sprouts and microgreens are not supposed to smell bad at all. If they smell bad, it's because something is terribly wrong and you should throw everything away. So I'm asking you, please, if you ever feel that some sprouts have a weird smell, you absolutely have to throw them all away. I'm asking you to do that. Don't eat it. Don't take a risk. Sprouts, same as any other food, including seafood, if they have a weird smell, they cannot be consumed, even if they look good, because they may sometimes look good, same as seafood, and the smell just doesn't quite fit. There's something wrong there. Go with the smell. The smell will tell you everything, and it's best to throw away everything and buy everything again, regardless of how expensive it was, than to risk eating something that could be toxic for your body. So that is the first sign of identifying whether you can actually eat a sprout or not, is the smell. And it must always, always, always smell fresh and delicious. If you keep it stored correctly in the refrigerator, it can last several days and it will always smell fresh. So you can eat it like that. But if it ever has any weird smell, please throw it away and don't eat it. Don't take any chances, okay? And that was the first one. Now the second way how you can tell if a sprout or a microgreen is good for consumption is through the way it looks. Sprouts and microgreens are supposed to look beautiful, healthy, and ultimately crunchy. They look strong, so you can, when you bite it, it should feel crunchy, it should feel fresh, and it should feel delicious. Normally the color is white, but of course there are other sprouts that are color green, there are color purple, there are color red, but for the most part, most of the sprouts, they will end up being white. So it has to be a clean white color, crispy, strong, and it has to look healthy. That's the key. It has to look very healthy. Anything other than a healthy, strong sprout or microgreen could be dangerous. And it's also important to identify when there's mold and the difference between the mold and the roots. So let me show you some pictures here. Now this is mold and needs to be thrown away. This too is also mold and definitely has to be thrown away, all of it. And this has so much mold I would throw away everything, including the top part that looks healthy. And these look so ugly, I would just throw away the whole thing. And this is, I think, the worst of all. I would definitely throw away everything. But not these. These are healthy sprouts. These are very healthy roots, good for consumption. That what you see there are the roots, healthy roots. And these are definitely healthy roots. This is not mold. They're good for consumption. Same as these. They look very nice and healthy. They're good to eat. This is just roots. And this is definitely also just roots, not mold. They're perfectly fine and they're good for consumption. And that's how you can tell when a sprout look good. Now you know what they're supposed to look, and now you know that after a few days they will start looking more amber and will start losing the fresh white color. But as long as the top part looks healthy and the smell is correct, then it's still a good sprout or a good microgreen that you can consume. And now the third and last way that I'm going to share with you today of how you can tell about the quality of a sprout or microgreen is the source. And it's very important that you know you have a good source of seeds or sprouts, because that is the key. That's why I promote this supplier where I buy my seeds, because I know they're very good. They're organic, heirloom, non-GMO seeds in good state, very healthy seeds. And they sell them, they have a big variety and a good price. And if you find a supplier like that, stay with them. They are precious, and value them and protect them and help your friends find good source of seeds. Now, there are a lot of bad seeds out there. There are a lot of seeds that are too old. And when they're old, they won't sprout correctly, or as they sprout, they will immediately bring a weird smell, and that already is a sign that those are bad seeds. So if you happen to have bought some rotten or old seeds, throw them all away, learn from that supplier and never buy from them again, and keep looking for a better supplier. There are many suppliers online, especially in North America, that are certified, that are very good, and there are other also very good suppliers that aren't necessarily certified, but they also have very good products. A lot of mom and pop farmers that they have good seeds, you know what they practice, and even though they don't have all the certifications, it doesn't mean that there aren't great seeds. Most of the time they are, but you just buy a little bit, try them. If they sprout well, if they smell good, if they look healthy, there you have a source of good seeds that you can rely on. And like I said, help your farmers, protect your supplier, and help them grow by spreading the good word of the good seeds that they have, okay? And then if you buy the sprouts already grown, which most people actually do, they buy them at supermarkets, and that's fine. Also be sure that the source of the sprouts is actually a good source, and that's the danger. Sometimes some producers, some commercial producers of sprouts that do it in mass production, they don't offer organic products. So if you're eating sprouts, purchased sprouts that have pesticides for health reasons, basically you're not doing yourself any favor. You do need sprouts that are organic, because they have no pesticides. Again, if you're doing it for health reasons, you absolutely need it. How are you gonna buy a product that has poison in it? Doesn't make any sense. So it's very important to look for organic supermarkets. Even if they're more expensive, at least they're organic and you can see the quality of the product. Unfortunately, I have seen big chains of supermarket in Mexico selling rotten sprouts. They had a big box of sprouts, and oftentimes they would be rotten. Even the smell was awful, and it was there for sale, okay? And although it's true that I don't feel comfortable necessarily mentioning the big chain of supermarkets in Mexico that had these rotten sprouts, Chedraui. But it is important, whether it's a small farmer's market or whether it's a big chain of supermarket, always look at the aspect of the sprout. Do they look healthy? Do they not? And if they look healthy, how do they smell? You have to be able to smell the sprout, and if it smells fresh and it looks good, there you have a good source. Even if it's a small farm, it has nothing to do. But even in big supermarkets, especially in Mexico, because I've seen it, be very careful. Just because they're selling sprouts doesn't mean they're good. And over there, I don't think you can hold anybody responsible for what they do. So it falls on your back to choose the right provider of seeds, the right provider of grown sprouts, and stay with them, protect them, value them, and thank them every time you see them, because they are a good source of good protein. I know some smaller producers of sprouts in North America, Mexico, and the US, and of course I suppose Canada, that do a great job growing sprouts in an organic way with good quality seeds, and they do it with so much love. And those, in my humble opinion, are perhaps the best source of grown sprouts, because they're small mom and pop type shops, but they do it with so much love and they know what they're doing because they want to make a difference in the market by offering high quality, high vibration, very healthy, very nutritious food for sale. And that's why I go to farmers market, because I find them over there, and I encourage everyone in North America to go to farmers market. Even in Mexico, there are some farmers market in Merida as well. I'm sure all over the country there have to be. I recommend you go there because you sometimes have the chance to talk directly with the farmers, and maybe they have also other products that are organic and they're very good for you. And with that, basically, those are the 3 most important and easiest ways to identify if a sprout or a microgreen are fit for consumption or not. And remember, never eat any sprout or microgreen that smells bad or looks bad, or if you're not sure, that means no. It has to be 100% sure, it has to look beautiful, it has to look healthy, and it has to smell really good every time. And with that said, this was the video for today. If you liked it, of course, give me a like to let me know that you liked it. If you haven't subscribed, then subscribe to the channel so you can get more information like this of how to eat and live a healthier lifestyle. And before I go, I want to thank you for allowing me the opportunity to share all this information with you today in this video, and I hope this information was very useful for you. My name is Bliss van Amsterdam here in Eating Sprouts, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!